Welcome back to MOTOBLADE, everyone. Today we are going to install the Indian Chieftain Touring Windshield. This is for either a Chieftain model, Roadmaster model, and it replaces the standard windshield that comes on your Indian Chieftain or Roadmaster. So we're going to go through the installation of taking the old windshield off and putting the new one on. Super simple, very straightforward. All you're going to need is a 4mm Allen key or hex key, and that'll be all you need for this install. Let's get started. Before we begin, we need to raise our powered windshield so we can access all 5 bolts that are holding the windshield to the bracket. Now that our powered windshield is in place, we're going to remove the bolts. Now when these come out, there is a small bracket on the back that is holding it flush to the panel that slides up and down, and I will show you that when we get this first one out. You want to be sure to keep a hand behind here to catch that so it doesn't fall out and you lose it somewhere. These little brackets are square, and they have different orientations as you work your way around the windshield area. And they're meant to keep the windshield in perfect place so it doesn't slide up and down within the bolt holes. Let's go ahead and take the remaining 5 bolts out, and then we'll get to the installation of the new windshield, and I will show you in a little more detail the way these brackets go in place behind the windshield. Now that all 5 bolts are off, we can gently pull our windshield off of the mounting bracket. And there we go. Now as we look at the back of our bracket, we can see that those square pieces that the bolts screw into go into place in different orientations, particularly right down in front, and it may be difficult to see, that one goes in vertically. Now you don't necessarily have to worry about dropping these, because if a bolt or a little bracket drops down inside, this plastic in here is easy enough for you to get your hand into, and it will catch anything that falls down in there, so you don't have to necessarily worry about losing it. Now we're going to install our touring windshield. This is the 21-inch, and I really enjoy this windshield because, having tested it out, it really does block most of the wind when I'm riding. And in the wintertime, it's perfect for highway riding, gets all the wind up and over top of me, whereas the standard windshield, I would get some buffeting and a lot of noise around my ears and it would be a little colder. With this windshield, the heated seats and heated grips, I'd say you're good to ride in the wintertime as long as the road conditions are safe, because this really blocks all the wind and all the noise and makes it very comfortable to ride. One thing I would suggest before tightening down any of your bolts is to get the 2 top bolts on each side done first. This will make it easier to get the rest of the holes aligned perfectly before you have to work your fingers in behind the back of the windshield and hold these brackets in place, which can be a little bit tricky, particularly with the bottom one. So getting the top 2 on either side in place will hold the windshield nicely for you. When mounting the last bolt into the bottom of the windshield, it's best to bring the bracket from behind the windshield rather than through one of the holes at the bottom. This gives you more room for your hand and it's easier to hold in place. Once all your bolts are in place, snug them up using our 4mm hex key or Allen wrench, and we're good to go. Once your windshield is completely bolted into place, check the movement up and down to make sure there's no issues with the powered windshield's movement. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short installation video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. That lets me know that you guys appreciate what I'm doing here on the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell next to it. That'll let you guys get notified when there's new videos for you to watch. Until next time, y'all, be careful out there, ride safe, ride on, and we'll catch all of you in the next video. Later!